What's going on, everybody? This your boy, the mayor, back with another episode of Puffin Politics. My boy Envy to my left. You can't see him, but behind the camera, or behind the scenes, basically, is Logo, aka Supreme.
Yo.
We call him Biggie Smalls, but all right. Anyway, and our executive producer in the back, Wanty D. Shouts to him.
Dope ass camera, bro.
Yes, sir.
Damn.
The best.
They got $1 million camera, dog. Holy shit.
Yo, the shots is crazy. We about to upload a bunch on before this episode come out, probably. So we haven't talked about much politics or world events in a minute. We had the interview last week with shout outs to Jonathan from Thumb
Dope
Yard.
interview.
It was real dope. Check that out if you haven't seen it already. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about the biggest story that's going on right now is the one the
four Americans
that went to Mexico, man.
That's crazy. So they went down there to do a procedure, apparently, right?
Yeah, it was one lady doing a procedure, and she took some relatives and a friend with her. She didn't want to go by herself.
Yeah.
So I mean, look, to me, there's just a bunch of red flags, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of ways that you can get this type of procedure done. I understand sometimes people want to save money.
It's cheaper out there, B.
I get it, but
Cheaper.
bro, how cheap is it if you have to? Because they went from South Carolina. I don't know if you saw that. They went from South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, all the way driving to that border town in Mexico.
So they save bread on the airfare too, B.
Bro, you know how long they were driving?
I'm sure they drove a long time, but
24
the airfare, bro.
24 hours straight.
They save money on airfare, man. A ticket there and a ticket back is like $500.
How much is gas? How much do you think gas was on the way? Because they had to fill up the tank several times.
Can be more expensive than airfare. So I understand why they drove down there.
I mean, it's possible. And then, they were going to need, she was going to need at least a couple people to go back with her to drive back. But
that's airfare back.
Yeah.
They
but I mean, you get a round trip ticket, bro. I mean,
I don't know. You don't know if all they had money for was just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that,
clearly because, I mean, the whole procedure thing. But, I mean, it was unfortunate. According to the reports, it looked like it was just a setup. I don't know.
Average airfare from Myrtle Beach to Mexico City. I just looked.
No, don't put Mexico City. If you're gonna check the places that you would check, El Paso, it's a border town, Paso, Texas. It's about it's a border town with Juarez, but I would have to see what is the town close to Matamoros.
Anyway, so I switched it to El Paso. I switched it to El Paso, and the cheapest one that you can find is $792.
Airfare is expensive, bro.
Per person.
So everybody knows. I mean, not everybody has Papito bread to catch 4 airplanes there and back. You know what I'm saying? So bro. I understand why they drove.
My bread, really?
Hey, I understand why they drove, but
okay.
I don't think that happened to them because they drove out there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that happened to them because Mexico is like that. I mean, you have cartels everywhere.
Well,
almost everywhere out there.
Especially in those towns near the border.
Especially in those
towns. It's a lot more dangerous. I mean, I was stationed, I don't know if I told you guys this, but I was stationed in New Mexico for 3 years. And I know about El Paso because that was the town that we would go to. The reason we would go there, and we even would go to Juarez, was because you only had to be 18 to drink. I was underage at the time, right?
Yeah.
And so even what they did with the Army base down there was Fort Bliss, right?
Yeah.
And they made the age 18 there as well, just so people wouldn't go into Juarez, right?
Because they knew it was dangerous.
Because they knew it was dangerous, of course. Yeah, you had they would give you a list of places where they would tell you to avoid going. And apparently in this case, Matamoros is like on the top 10 or something, top 10 list of places not to visit.
Most dangerous?
Yeah, of most dangerous. That came out in the report as well. So, I mean, that was one red flag. Like, I don't know if you want to do it there. Now, I think the doctor didn't know anything about it. I think when they got there, it got shot up. But to go back to my story, that's how I know about it, because we would go down there. And so Juarez, the thing about it, when we would go party, it was $20, drink to drown. And what that was is you pay $20 and you get free drinks the rest of the night. But just drinks, you know what I'm saying? Not like you want to get a bottle or anything, but yeah, it was lit for us, and they would play all the music from here. It was a mixed crowd. Like, they play all kind of stuff. So, I mean, we used to have a good time. And all we had to do was show our military IDs to come back across the border. Like, literally walk across the border like a bridge.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it might have been a block and a half inside. A block and a half inside Juarez. Yeah. And that's where we would go. And then I think a fight broke out or something, but it was girls fighting. So it wasn't no big deal. I think I only went like 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times.
I mean, the only time I went to Mexico was to Cancun, bro. Like, and I stayed.
That's a different Mexico.
I stayed right there where all the tourists are at. You know what I mean?
Area. Yeah.
The resort area, but yeah, even with all this, right? With all that, this is a bad look for Mexico, man. You know, politically, this is gonna be bad for the next election, bro. You know what I mean? It's for Americans. They weren't down there to do anything illegal.
Nope.
They were down there to help the Mexican economy. And for that to happen to them is sad. And you already have crazy little Republicans saying that we should invade Mexico. You know what I'm saying? You know how I feel about that. We should say, he didn't say we should invade Mexico, but he said we should send the military out there to kind of like do away with the cartel.
But I mean, they have their own military. I mean,
but most of those guys are bought because Mexico is a third world country. You know what I mean? Like, they don't make a lot of money out there. So cartels could never exist in this country the way they do in Mexico, where they just go and take over towns and hang people by bridges. Like, they'll hang another cartel member on the bridge to send a message to everybody in the town. This is our town now. Like, that could never happen in this country. And
well, I mean, I understand where you're going with it. I agree that it can be crazy out there. But how do you think? I don't want to get too off topic, but how do you think they should combat it?
Who, the Mexicans or the Americans?
Like, okay, I mean, either one. Like, how do you
Both?
think they should handle it with the cartels? Because you're saying
I think they should handle the cartel the way they handle Pablo Escobar. Clearly, your government isn't good enough to handle this, and you need the gringos to come and help you out. Okay. I mean, the Colombians can say what they want about about Escobar, right. But if the CIA and the DEA don't get involved, if they don't kill that if the Escobar drug cartel or whatever they were called, Sinaloa or whatever, if they don't kill that DEA agent, he may still be alive. Because Pablo was doing whatever he wanted in Mexico and in Colombia. He was blowing up planes. He was doing car bombs. I mean, the dude was out of control until the Americans, the gringos, went out there and handled business. You know what I mean? Like, we could fly planes all over on top of them and know exactly what they're talking about. Okay. You know what I mean? So I think if we don't get involved, I don't know if we are. I'm not saying we should or we shouldn't. Yeah, but if we don't get involved, that problem is still going to persist. So if I was Mexico and I was the Mexican president, if the U.S., if the number one power in the world is saying we're going to help you try to eradicate this problem, I'm not saying it's going to go away, because it's never going to go away, because humans need drugs, right? Humans use drugs. But at least have them dudes have a little respect. Okay. Don't hang people in the middle of a bridge to let the town know that this is your town. You know what I mean? Don't kill foreigners, because now what it does is it kills the country's economy.
Yeah, but the tourism goes down.
Exactly.
It hurts their economy. Like
exactly.
I mean, the only thing I would say, and I respect your opinion. You know what I'm saying? I was just looking. I look at it from a different lens, right? Because you said something very key in what you said. Yeah. You said that it'd never go away. And why doesn't it go away? Is that if you kill one person on the top, someone else replaces him. And so the problem continues, right?
For sure. And that happens here too, right?
It does. It does. And so
happens in every country.
Yeah. I think it should be combated in a different way. All right. And so we did this way back in the day already here in the United States.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we did. Yeah.
Now, you all remember who Al Capone was, right?
Correct.
Okay. So Al Capone was just smuggling alcohol from Canada.
Correct.
That's what he was doing.
See that.
And he was a gangster. And that's the thing. When you have a business that is illegal, right? When you let the streets handle it, they handle it by violence. They handle it by killing their competition. They're not going to try to work together. Some of them are going to try to bring, make a organized crime and what have you. Right. But at the end of the day, you turn people into criminals. You turn them into gangsters. That's what happens. And so what happened now, who do you know that gets arrested for selling alcohol? Almost no one.
I mean, if you don't have you can still get arrested. Like,
yeah, like
you
for
can't
moonshine.
open up a liquor store in Montgomery County or in PG County. I don't know which one it is.
All you got to do is get your license, and
you say that like it's easy to get that license, bro.
I'm not saying that it's easy. But there's a way for you to do it, right?
Well, of course.
And not have to worry about the cops come and bust you up and take you to jail for the rest of your life, shoot you, kill you, what have you.
Yeah.
So that's the way I look at it. If you want a lot of the cartels to become legitimate businessmen and not have to kill everybody, then legalize marijuana is a big one. That is a big contribution.
But I'll tell you this from experience. I have friends that were in that business, the illegal marijuana business.
Mm-hmm.
That business is not as violent as the cocaine business.
No,
nowhere near. So people aren't dying that aren't in the illegal marijuana trade like that. The illegal cocaine trade is a whole different animal. I mean,
understand.
You're gonna die if you owe some of them dudes money.
Yeah, I understand that, and I'm not disputing that. But what I'm saying is, I'm giving you one. But like, I don't know if you saw this. Afghanistan, all drugs are legal.
I didn't know that.
I'm sorry, not Afghanistan.
Pakistan,
Amsterdam. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right. You don't have, and Portugal has it as well.
Yeah.
Now, guess who's not going to jail for, and they also they legalized all drugs, and they also have a lot more community centers for people that want to get help.
No offense to what you're saying. It's great, but remember, Amsterdam ain't got no Mexico right there. You know what I'm saying? Amsterdam and European countries, they don't have a third world country that has billionaires getting it from, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not as easy to take them drugs there. You know what I mean?
All I'm trying to tell you is that if it was legal, now no one has to kill each other for it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
That makes sense.
And we actually legalized, I think it was, is it heroin? Yeah, we legalized heroin and I think marijuana as well in Oregon. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think Canada just legalized cocaine or something like that. Something wrong.
I mean, if you just legalize all these drugs, people don't have to die per se.
I think that problem goes beyond that, the violence in Mexico, because, bro, like, you gonna really tell these guys, like, make it legal? Like, it has to go through so much bureaucracy, so much politics to make it happen.
But the reason that it goes through that is because you know who makes money off of those same drugs right now? The pharmaceutical industries.
Of cocaine? Of illegal cocaine?
Bro, painkillers is opium. That's heroin, bro.
I know. But they're not doing it illegally. That's done in the lab, you know what I mean?
Again, but they're the ones fighting to keep it illegal because they're cornered the market right now. They're the ones making all the money from it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And same thing with marijuana. They don't want marijuana to be fully legal in this country because they make, I think the number was around 6 or 7 billion a year.
All I'm going to say about that is that when we start making stuff illegal and easier legal, when we start making stuff legal and make it easier to do whatever crime or make it easier for them to get out of jail or whatever, then you have
not go to jail at all.
Then you have different consequences that we didn't expect. Like
what?
What's happening now in New York. Okay, and I know we're getting away from the original.
We're still on topic with
what's happening in New York is now they have violence is going crazy in New York now. Like my little cousin was standing on a block in New York, and the guy next to him got robbed for all his jewelry in the middle of the day because these dudes are walking around with these masks, which I think they should make illegal. Make the little snow mask illegal because every time somebody get robbed, every time I see somebody getting robbed in a video, they have one of those masks on. But what are you doing with those masks on, bro?
But it's all, but it's touchy now with that because, it became a fad. Now it's like a style. A lot of people wear those.
Make it illegal.
Since COVID, now you're supposed to wear a mask. Now that became fashionable.
Yeah, make it illegal. Because anytime some young punks come in there with those masks on, we know they're up to no good. Everywhere those guys are at with those masks, they're not doing that for COVID.
You're gonna always keep your head on a swivel. You're gonna keep an eye on that person when they come in with that.
Yeah, but they ain't doing that shit for COVID. But anyways, back to the whole Mexico shit, bro.
So, just to give a little bit more context of what actually happened to this lady and her family and friend, I believe they pulled up. I think they were like a block away from.
Bro,
did
you see the video, bro?
And they shot the van up.
Bro, whoever hasn't seen this video, gotta go see it. It's broad daylight.
Yeah, bro.
And they took these people out of their car.
Yeah, they shot it up first,
them.
and then it looked like 2 of them were already dead.
I wonder what made them do that.
Yeah, I don't know if they were confusing them with someone else or what.
I don't think so. They're in the minivan. Did you see the car that went in? They were in the minivan,
I saw they
bro.
were in the minivan, and I think it had tags from South Carolina or whatever. But I mean, yeah, it's a crazy video. They just threw them in
there's
there.
Some stuff we don't know.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I doubt it.
I think they must have been confused with somebody else because usually cartels do not mess with civilians that have nothing to do with it.
They really don't.
You know, so
are these cartel? We don't even know that these are cartel dudes.
Yeah, we don't know at this point.
I think more news is gonna come out of it. We're gonna keep talking about it. It's sad that happened to 4 Americans. I'm glad that
2 died and 2.
I'm glad that the U.S. responded with the FBI responded with a $50,000 reward. I'm glad that there are senators on both sides, Republicans and Democrats, saying we need to do something about this. Mm-hmm. It kind of shows that the race stuff is going on here now. Yeah. Like, we're all together in the fact that these are 4 Americans that didn't deserve to die in Mexico.
Yeah, because they weren't doing anything wrong.
And it sucks because now Trump is going to have more ammo to talk about these Mexican people that I think are great people. Most Mexican people are great people.
Yeah, I think so too.
And it just sucks that this is going to get turned. This is going to get politicized, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be political. It's definitely going to be a political issue. It's going to go on for a while. I mean, it's probably going to be the topic of the rest of the spring. Well, spring when it starts because we're still in winter technically.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy, bro. It's going to be crazy. All
right. So I mean, yeah, we'll talk more about it as more information comes out. Hopefully next week or the week after we'll have some more info on
sure.
that.
But I had a question for you. So I went to my barber last week, right?
Yeah.
And I usually pay this dude in Zelle. I usually Zelle him. You know, a haircut is expensive as shit nowadays. Yeah, $45 for a haircut.
Yeah, it's what I pay as well.
That's crazy, bro. So, I usually, sell. It's easier for me. It's easier for the customer to just sell you, bro. Like, let me just sell you, bro. Like, I don't want to go get cash, my G. Like, I don't really deal with cash no more.
Yeah, me neither. I'm the same way.
So, he's like, yo, bro, no more cash. I'm like, what you mean? He's like, yeah, man, no more cash.
Well, he said no more Zelle or no more cash?
I'm sorry, no more Zelle. My bad. No more Zelle. I want cash only.
All right.
No more apps, basically. No more Cash App. No more Zelle. Yep. No more any of the Cash App or the cash thingies. And I just think that a lot of people are trying to skirt their way around paying taxes. Mm-hmm. And if you have a legitimate business, I understand you don't want to pay taxes, but you're hurting yourself at that point.
You are. I agree with you 100%. And so from a tax standpoint, there's 2 reasons why he's mistaken, right?
Yeah.
So, one, it's actually better for him if he reports it all because he has so many things that he can write off as a barber.
Right.
He's got to, he has to pay. Usually barbers in most barbershops, if he's not the owner, he has to pay a rent for that chair.
Correct.
Right. And a lot of them is like $250 a week, $300 a week that he has to pay.
Correct.
He can write that off at the end of the year.
Correct.
He can write off the mileage going into his business.
Correct.
Right. He can write off all his equipment that he's got.
Correct.
Like from a business standpoint, you can write off so many things. Just allow the people, show the money on there because really what it is, the second thing that I was going to say, the reason that he doesn't want it to show up is that most of the time barbers only show that they made like 10,000, 15,000.
But
to pay the minimum amount, 1, to pay the minimum amount of taxes, and 2 is that they may have a child or 2 and then they'll just get money back.
I'm going to say something that's not popular right now, right? For our community, right? Our community thinks that getting a tax return every year is a great thing, right? And it is for some people, but if you want to progress in this country, the minute you start paying the government at the end of the year, you're now in a different tax bracket, number 1. Mm-hmm. Number 2, creditors look at you different.
Yep.
And you're progressing in life.
Exactly.
I have to pay taxes this year. You know what I mean? I have to give them money back because I had a good 2022. You know what I mean? It's hurting right now. I'm not going to lie to you like, damn, I got to pay these people all this money. But you know what? I'm not going to allow that to I'm not going to allow that to keep me from progressing and making more money.
100%.
So next year, I may have to pay again. I may not get as big a return back.
Right.
But I'm okay with that because I understand that. And a lot of our people don't understand that. If you have to pay at the end of the year, it means you had a great year. Mm-hmm. It's not a bad thing, bro. I know it feels like a bad thing. And he was telling me he was trying to buy a crib. How are you?
All right, I got.
How are you trying to buy a crib, but you're trying to skirt away from paying taxes?
So look,
bro.
This is what I'm gonna tell you for your barber, okay? And you can tell him I said.
I didn't tell him anything because you know I don't want to. Next time I get a cut, and be like, look, bro, I'm gonna tell him like, look, bro, I know you think this is bad for you, but it's not. This is a good thing.
So this is what I'm gonna tell you for him to know. When you're gonna go buy a house, you have to have a decent amount of income, and if you have a business where you make cash, they treat it differently, okay? So like when you have a W-2, they go by whatever your W-2 says, right? And then if you wrote off, like if you already have a house, you have deductions from that, you can do that. Yeah. And they go by the number after that, right? That's how they go. Now, when you have a business and you're making money cash and you may, at the end of the year, get a 1099, and that's what he's worried about. He doesn't want to get a big 1099.
From the bank.
From the bank, because now, anything over 600, they're going to report it.
Yeah.
Okay? And so that's what it's coming from. But he needs to realize that for him to qualify for a house, and a house that he probably wants, he's going to have to clear. He's going to have to make like at least 60 grand.
That's
now, I had a client.
After you pay your taxes. Not before.
No. I want you to understand what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
So on the form, after all his write-offs, he needs to have $60K at least
made in his pockets.
Not
that's
that,
what I'm saying.
Not that he tried to finesse it, because that's where they get confused. They think, put that I made 100, but now make it look like I only had from that 100 10,000. Well, no, they're going by the final number, bro.
Yeah,
you gotta you gotta leave 60 racks, and you're gonna have to pay. And what they don't realize is two things. Number one, you're not paying just taxes. You're paying Social Security. And they're not thinking about it now, but when they get old, they're going to want a nice Social Security check when they can't work anymore. You know what I mean? That's the two things that they're not thinking about. Now, I had a client, two actually, okay, in the same situation. They weren't barbers, but they have a construction business. And, he wanted to buy this house. This house was $500K. He needed to clear $100,000.
Damn, that's how much you got to clear to get a
to qualify for that loan. The bank needs to see
crazy.
that you make money, not that you're losing money. Okay, that's how they take it. They're not going to lend you money if they feel like, oh, you only got $10,000 at the end of the year. Oh, nah, we can't give you this loan.
How you going to afford this house?
Exactly how?
Oh, this loan. Yeah.
And so he had to show $100K. Right? I did it. He had to pay, and this was because he has two dependents.
Yeah.
He had to pay $23K just to the IRS.
Yeah.
And about $8,000 to Maryland.
Yeah.
Right? Now, here's the thing. They qualify you for the loan, but before you go to closing, you have to have paid the IRS already. Yeah. And you have to show a receipt either from the IRS or online showing that you paid that money. And he had to pay all of that because I e-filed his taxes. And they took the money out of his account the next day.
Yeah. Nah, that guy.
That's what people don't realize.
Did you advise him of this, or he already knew he had to do that?
No, he knew. He knew what
he
it
knew.
Was.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
But the thing is, there's ways around that in the future. I won't give that caveat out right now.
I got you.
But at the same time,
talk.
Yeah. If you wanna know about that, you gotta come see me. You know what I mean?
So yeah, I mean,
info will be in the description.
Right. So yeah, man. Like I'm not gonna stop making money. Like 2023. I'm going to do all the side hustles I can do, you know what I mean? Plus my regular salary that I get. I'm already in a higher tax bracket. Right. Luckily, I got the kids. I know if I didn't have the kids in the house, my tax bill would have been a lot worse. So, man, and this is what keeps a lot of people down, bro, is that they're afraid like, oh, man, I'm not going to get no money back at the end of the year. And it's so hard you don't know how hard it is to explain that to our people, bro.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? It's like talking to a wall. Like, wait, what you mean I'm not going to get no money back?
I mean, I keep, my clients pretty educated. I break down everything. I let them know everything that's going on in the tax, what I'm doing to try and help them out, and the reasons for everything. You know what I'm saying? So my clients usually do pretty well, and they understand why. And, and sometimes, especially if he wants to get a house, you need 2 years like that. Yeah. They don't go by just one. Yeah. They need 2 years of you making decent money. Yeah. Paying your taxes.
And reporting everything.
Yeah, you have to. Because like we said, they're not going to give you a loan if you're showing at the end you only made $10K. Yeah. Like, what are you doing, bro? Yeah. You can't afford anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
and we're not talking about cars. We're talking about assets.
We're talking about assets.
We're talking about houses.
You want to qualify for a house, you got to clear at least 50, 60K. And depending on the type of house that you want, you got to clear like 100.
So that's what I was saying earlier. Is that if I ever rent anything out in my house or have any extra income coming from the people living there, right? I think I'm going to start reporting it just so I can go to a higher tax bracket.
Yeah.
And if I ever want to start my own business, I can go to a bank and say, hey, look, I'm a $150,000 a year dude, or I'm a $100,000, I'm a $200,000 a year dude. Here's all my financials. Here's all my stuff. You're good with me. I got assets and all that stuff. You know 100%, what I mean?
Bro. And just to break down the reason, so I have clients like that as well. The thing is, when you already have one or two properties, right?
Yeah.
Your initial property, there's a form that allows you to write off just the interest that you paid and the taxes, property taxes you pay, right?
Right.
When you have a second one, there's a different form that's used.
Yeah.
And they treat it like a business. You can write off everything. I'm talking about anything that you do to the home cosmetically, like let's say you did the roof, you had to replace the AC unit, anything in the house, you get to write it off. Cleaning, maintenance, HOA fees, condo fees, you name it, you get to write it all off.
So being as though me and you are investing overseas, does that still apply to us?
Yes.
Even though it's overseas?
Yes. I have clients that have properties in Puerto Rico and in
well, Puerto Rico's part of the U.S. I'm talking about DR, still, like a different
country. The
nation.
form allows you to put different country. It could be anywhere.
Okay.
And you're allowed to use it. It's treated as a business.
Yeah.
So for people to understand a little bit more, it's like the tax code is written for two people, for investors, number one, and for business owners. You get to write off everything. But normally, the rest of America that doesn't have assets, you can't write off anything.
Yo, my tax bill was crazy this year, bro. I told you.
I told you to see me, but I get it. Bro. I get it. You got your guy already.
I got my guy. We've been talking for a long time. Mm-hmm. He said, you know what he said to me? He said, give me a few days to see what I can do.
Yeah.
He hit me back like, yo, bro. He hit me back like a week later, like, bro, you don't have to pay them racks, B. I was like, you know what? I expected this. Yeah. Good thing is, mentally, I went there like knowing that, like,
prepared.
I'm gonna have to pay Uncle Sam some bread back. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool, man. Like, and I hope this year, I hope that I have to pay them, or I hope I don't get a big return, because if I don't get a big return and I have to pay them, it means that all my side businesses did well. Right. It means that I went into a different tax bracket.
Of course.
And that's something that a lot of Hispanic people don't understand. A lot of the Hispanic people have their own businesses, whether it's like landscaping,
and again they get to write off all kind of stuff.
Promoter, whatever it is. And a lot of these dudes, they don't put any of that income in there. And then it's like, okay, bro, I'm trying to buy a house now. I'm 30-something years old and I'm trying to buy a house. Nobody's gonna give you a loan, my G.
Not if you every year.
You didn't report it. You don't exist. You didn't make any money, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
You have to have some type of money. Oh, and the other thing that I was gonna say about what you said. So it's a good thing because the bank wants to see that. Like, let's say you got one that you're buying right now, right?
Yeah.
Aside from where you live, so you're gonna have the two forms, right? If you go and try to buy a third one, they're gonna require you to have earnings, like winnings.
On that second joint?
On that second joint. They want to see a positive number, not a negative.
I'm glad you said that, bro. I'm glad you said that, bro.
They want to see a positive number,
glad you
not
said
a negative
that, bro.
number. So you got to be, if you want to get that loan, if you want to get that next property, you have to,
I'm glad you said that, because
have a gain, not a loss.
When I go down there next year, one of my things that's on my head is, okay, now I got to furnish this motherfucking place. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be some bands.
You get to write that off,
so that's what I'm saying. I'm glad you said that, because I am going to write that off. And I was going to do a 10-year joint, but now that you kind of look, bro, it's better you do a 20-year joint, get that payment lowered.
Even 30 if you can, because the thing is, you get to write off the interest and the taxes.
No, you said one thing off the mics that I really hit me, like your payment is under a G. I'm not gonna tell people what it is, but bro, if my payments is it's under a G, that's nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing. Because your Airbnb,
that's why I'm gonna do that.
Your money is gonna be. You're only gonna need probably a week to pay it.
That's for it to pay itself.
You only need 7 days rented, and then any days after that is all.
That's what I'm saying. So if I do let's say I do the 20-year joint, and my payments are $700, I can then do $700 times whatever the year is that I paid for my joint, and I could be like, okay, I need this many days rented out for me to pay it. So it's bro. Yeah. So if it's $700, 700 times 12, what is that math? 700 times 12
$8,400.
is 8,400. You're pretty good at math, bro.
Sorry, it's just I know that number. I've seen that number so many times. I know that one.
So 8,400 divided by
or
divided by 365. You know, I would only need to rent it for like $23 a day. So if I rent it for $150 a day, then those $23, you know what I mean? Those days become like maybe a month or 2 or 3 months.
Exactly.
And then I can have all my mortgage paid out for the whole year. So
yeah, like probably
because let's be honest, DR is gonna get a little saturated with the Airbnbs, bro. They are building apartments everywhere in the Dominican Republic, especially we're in the District
capital?
National.
In the capital.
There, it's like everywhere, bro. And I think once they finish there, bro, they're gonna go to the trap side and like be like, yo, y'all gotta get up out of here.
They've already started.
Y'all gotta get the hell up out of here,
bro.
Son.
They've already started. They're starting to develop Sosúa, Puerto Plata.
Yeah.
Like if they gentrify that part,
I need that gentrification, B.
Oh, you do?
I need that. I want that gentrification, B. I wasn't even talking about that far. I'm talking about La Venezuela side, B. Like they're gonna.
Oh no, they have.
They're already almost full where you bought.
Right.
And where I bought, I don't think there's many houses left for them to do
much territory.
Right for them. I'm talking about they're gonna go to the other side and be like, all right,
no, they
you poor people, we're gonna give you a million. We're gonna give you $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 for this land.
No. So to break down, what we're talking
y'all
about.
gotta go.
So that's Santo Domingo East.
Yeah, Santo Domingo East.
So over there they have cabañas.
Yeah.
Not everybody know what cabañas are, but we'll bring that up later. So they got
cabañas are lit.
Yeah, they're lit. And so they got some on San Isidro. They got rid of those and they're building apartments, some affordable, and they're building brand new joints as well in that area. They've already started construction. So they tore down the cabañas over there. I mean, they were the worst ones in the capital anyway.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
I a long time ago, I went to the trapped out ones all the way in the back. Yo, them joints, the lights and shit, bro, look like I was in the 80s, bro.
Dog.
Like, the cabañas over there.
I'm going to show you a new one that came out.
I felt kind of nasty in there, B.
Bro.
Like, damn, this shit got bed bugs, bro. Like, what's going on out here, bro? Like,
hey, but have you seen videos of what the new cabañas
That's
look
what I'm
like?
saying.
nah.
The new ones?
Seen that
Bro.
shit, okay,
They look like villas, dog.
Look, I rented one. I rented one. I was
look like
single. I was
little
single.
Back when you were single, okay.
I rented one in Santiago, bro. Santiago had the lit joint. It was $100 for like 5-6 hours. It had the pool in the back too, bro.
It was $100.
$100, B.
5,000 pesos?
Yeah, but it was like the dope joint with the lights and like.
Because all of them got lights, the disco lights. They got the
the
stripper
music.
pole in there.
Hey, could you imagine that shit out here, cuz?
Bro, they would be so illegal. Because, you know, it's like a whorehouse, man. That's what it would. That's how they would run it.
That's
here.
exactly what it is, though.
No.
What is it?
Not
What is it called?
necessarily a whorehouse.
It's
no.
a whorehouse.
It's a hotel, bro. Like, what the fuck? It's a hotel.
Bro.
You can go to a motel here. You can go to a trap motel here.
Time out. Let's be clear. It's a drive-in motel. You don't have a check-in. You don't have to go see
That shit
anybody
is
and
lit,
provide
bro.
ID.
That shit is. You do have to
just,
check in.
You just drive in. You don't even see the person that you're dealing with. Like, okay, it's
At
this
all.
much for
Hey,
this time.
they got those. They got those in Puerto Rico, Fernando. They got them in Puerto Rico.
Yep, it's
Oh,
just a
he
little.
know what's up. He know what's up. He know what's up.
They probably all over the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? They probably all over the Caribbean.
That shit is lit, bro. I don't know how. I was like, how's this shit not in America?
It's been so long.
That shit is lit, bro.
It's been so long
I like
for me.
that
So
shit, bro.
I don't know. But the new ones, they got videos of them joints. It's crazy. Like they look like villas, bro. It's jacuzzis.
How much
now.
of them joints? Like 100 or 50?
I don't know how much they are now.
I gotta check me one of them joints out.
I'm gonna have to ask a relative down there or something.
That's
see what
lit,
they
bro.
talking
That's
about.
lit. That's lit.
But
But man, moving forward, man, what you think about the NBA gangbangers, B?
bro, what is up with these dudes, man?
They towing guns, B. They giving guns away to
Like, I
other
thought-
people to murder people,
I mean,
bro. Like, what's going on,
Like
bro?
Ja Morant, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, I thought people would have learned from Gilbert Arenas. You remember when Gilbert Arenas was here?
I remember.
And he brought them guns, and he wasn't on camera. He just brought them to the locker room and told his boy, pick the one I'm gonna shoot you with. Like, remember he threatened his own teammates and shit.
Yeah,
like, that shit was crazy. And you know, I mean, I thought somebody would have learned from that. But how you going live? You made a decision. I saw Shaq talking about it, and he said it. He was like, "You made the decision to go on Instagram, hit the button to go live, and then show yourself in the strip club with a damn gun."
This dude has a Nike deal.
No,
he has a Powerade deal.
No, he don't.
And he just got $200 million from the NBA.
No, he did
like,
not.
He don't have like,
Bro,
all of that is probably
I'm surprised
gone.
Nike hasn't pulled back.
Oh, they waited. Trust me. I bet you by the time this episode airs, somebody's gonna have dropped him.
I don't think so.
And if Nike drops him,
I don't think so,
bro.
You know why I don't think so? Because he ain't beat up no women. He ain't say no gay stuff. He didn't do anything that people care about. All he did was flash a gun.
People care about
nobody care about
why,
no
why he want to be a thug so bad, bro?
I don't know why he want to be a thug so bad. He has a dad. I don't understand it, bro.
Yeah,
like,
he has two
grew
parents.
up with his dad. He grew up in like a decent home.
Yes, two
you know
parents,
what I'm saying?
two
Like,
whole live parents.
I don't understand it.
They go
bro.
to his games.
I don't understand it.
You know
I knew
what
that
I'm
was
saying?
coming. Though. I've been talking about him. I knew that was coming because
They support him.
like
You did mention it a few months back.
Yeah, like nobody. I'm like, what is wrong with this dude? Like
I
does
don't
he
get
think
why people want to be the tough guy all the time. Like, if you're hanging with certain people and they're from that side, bro, like he's got the wrong circle because your circle is supposed to keep you from doing
dad
some
is
stuff.
supposed to keep you from doing that kind of stuff.
Especially if you in every game like you are.
Yeah, like, what the hell's going on, bro? I don't know, man.
He even bought them a house. They live right next door to him. In a mansion right next to him.
the NBA needs to clean it up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Not just that too. Like every time somebody says something to a player, they're kicking the fans out. That's whack, bro. Like that's whack.
The thing
bro.
is, I partly understand that. You remember what happened in the Palace all them years ago with the fight between.
Yeah, that shit was dope. Nigga, what you mean?
Was it? The players
bro,
fighting
like
the
that
people?
NBA's back, baby. I said the NBA is back, nigga. What the fuck? Like the NBA is back, son. They fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of fighting, that kind of tough guy stuff. I like it. I think it gives the game a little different vibe. You know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but I think what the game needs is more rivalries. I think it's been going too crazy.
Less
Some of the
technical.
free agents,
They gotta chill with the technicals, bro.
No,
If you say something to a ref, you get attacked, bro.
well, you can't.
If you show too much energy, you get attacked. They gotta stop that shit.
Well, I
bro.
mean, in baseball, you get thrown out. You get thrown out, and you can't play again that game. You gotta wait till the next day.
Yeah, but baseball batters be fighting, and they don't like. You
Nah,
can
they
fight.
They don't even get to fight. Nah, they get to fight in hockey. That's where you get to fight.
Hockey
Legal.
is
Yeah,
dope.
that's where it's
Hockey's
accepted.
dope.
Hockey's dope. bro.
Hockey's dope. I've been to. You been to a game?
Yeah, hell
Hockey's
yeah.
dope.
I went to a
Hockey's
couple
dope.
playoff games from the Capitals.
I never
Matter
been.
of fact, we
It's
went
a
to
dope experience,
we went to the joint when they won the cup.
Yeah,
we
we did.
there.
We was there.
We was
It's
out
a
in the
dope
street.
experience to go to
Bro,
a game.
it's
I've
dope.
been to
We
that
should
shit.
go. Let's go this year.
Yeah, let's set it up.
But yeah, man.
But it's not just the NBA. The college dude too. What's his name? Brandon Miller or something like that.
Oh my God! I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. He got a whole case going on.
He gave a
Investigation?
gun to his mans, and I guess his man shot somebody. Is that right? That's what happened. He shot a girl. So
Bro,
and he played and dropped 50 on him.
Yeah, they let him play, and yeah, he dropped 50 in that damn overtime game.
Yo, that's
it was
wild,
the second
son.
overtime, I think. Bro, he was going off. They couldn't
That's
stop this
wild.
dude. No
That's
answer.
wild. That's wild.
But
That's wild.
it's crazy that they even let him play
That's
with what
wild.
he had going on.
That's wild. So y'all showed me a video of
Jordan Clarkson?
Jordan Clarkson. I will say this about Jordan Clarkson. I like that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
But in the middle of the game, don't like it.
here's why I like it, because the NBA needs a little roughing. Like he's not threatening to shoot anybody in social media. He's not.
Yeah, you're right.
Running around.
He's just got this awkward
He's
square
running,
up
he's
that
not
he
running
does.
around with guns. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's all in-game stuff. Like Draymond Green, I like Draymond Green. Draymond Green is
I
a
like
nutcase
Draymond.
on the court. You know what I'm
I
saying?
like Draymond.
I think the NBA needs those kind of characters to propel the game, to make the game interesting.
You need him in all
This
the
is-
sports.
this
I
is
mean,
my-
you have him in football.
Yeah, like Dennis Rodman. I like Dennis Rodman, bro. He was a
Yeah.
nutcase, but I
He
liked
was
it.
a
You know what I'm
nutcase.
saying?
Yeah,
This is
he
my
was
thing with Ja. I think that Ja wants to be the bad
rapper?
boy.
You
He
think he
wants to be the bad boy. He wants to be the
Bro,
new
he
AI.
Wants to be
Did you see-
an
did you
NBA
see
young
it?
boy.
Did you see the other clip they made of him? They did a one a short where it was
the A mile.
the 8 Mile joint.
Oh, I saw that. I
you
saw
saw
that.
that? You saw what his real name was? Like his name ain't Ja, bro. Like
What's his name?
it's like Demetrius or
Oh
something.
my god, bro.
And he went to a private school.
The-
like what?
Demetrius Jamel Morant.
So Ja is short for Jamel?
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
on,
They had a meme going around that he's gonna be the first player to make it out the NBA, like to go to jail, bro. Like, come on, man. Nah, man.
For no reason. He's a really good player, though.
Look, the
Yeah,
dude,
he's good. He's good.
Dude
He's
is
good.
worth $200 million plus endorsements. Like, what are you thinking, man? Like, why would you put yourself in that type of situation or circumstance that you could lose all of this shit? Everybody wants to get out of where they
I
came
think
from.
he just he's influenced by rap music, bro. I'm telling you, bro. He wants
It has
to be like
his circle, bro. I'm sorry.
But they all influenced by rap music. He has the gun hanging. He be wearing the shiesty mask. Like, come on,
you
bro.
can be a fan of that type of music.
You
That
can,
doesn't
you
mean
can.
that you have to do
Well,
what they're
see,
talking about, because a lot of them are narrating a story.
My observation was whenever they started saying that that they were the bad boys of the NBA, that's when it got real wild with him, and he started like.
Oh, he started
acting
believing that, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, so
That's
now
wild.
they the new Detroit Pistons.
They ain't win no ring though. They ain't got no ring though, bro.
At
You gotta
all.
get a ring, bro.
You need
Yeah,
to
you
get a
gotta
ring
get
before.
you gotta win some playoff games.
That's
too,
crazy.
man.
That's crazy.
Ain't he been out in the first round like every?
So let me ask you a question. Where do you think this saga goes? Where do you think it ends with him?
I think he gets suspended for the
For how
rest
many
of the,
games?
For the rest of the year. That's why it's 50 something, right?
How about you? Where do you think this goes? Where do you think it ends? Do you think? I know he's gonna
I
get
don't even know if
suspended.
that's gonna end it, because
I'm saying no. I know we
We
all know he's probably gonna get a suspension.
Of course.
Where do you think he comes out on the other side of this? Do you think he cleans up his act? You don't think he loses endorsements? And it's a great
I'm pretty sure.
story.
Bro,
he stopped.
he gets suspended. He's gonna lose them endorsements immediately.
I'm pretty sure Nike is not gonna want to.
They're not gonna be with that.
They just gave
like
him
that.
money though.
Yeah, but they just gonna get it back. I'm telling you, they probably. I don't think they cut him a check and just gave it to him already. They probably gave him a deal where over time he's supposed to get a certain amount.
Yeah.
The rest of that,
And it probably
he
has
might have to pay
stipulation in there that
Right,
if
yeah,
you do
if
some stupid shit,
yeah, because your
you get our
image,
word back.
like the likeness and
Likability or
image
whatever.
and all that
Yeah.
shit. They don't play with that.
So you think he's gonna lose endorsements but be able to play basketball again? I mean, obviously.
I think he'll play again, and then that's when he'll probably get endorsements again. He's gonna have to have some maturity. It's gonna probably take a couple years.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
What do you think?
I think so. I think he's gonna clean up his act. Like he's gonna have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a young dude.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be his cop out. You know what I mean, at some point, that's how he's gonna clean up his act and say, I was young, I'm wild.
Stupid, yeah.
And you know what I mean? But I think they're gonna have to hit him.
Yeah, I
hit
think,
him in the wrist a couple of times. So
I agree.
He could chill out.
I think it's gonna be, to quote, your boy Luimi's favorite of all time, take some of that humble pie. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna show
they're
him some
about to humble
humility.
him.
Oh yeah.
So this is why when something is happening in the moment, like you have this bad person in the moment, sometimes you go back and you're just like, damn, maybe this person wasn't so bad after all. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was the old commissioner?
David Stern.
David Stern, bro. I used to hate this guy, bro. But now I love this guy, bro. Because he didn't play that shit, bro. Like, you did this in NBA during his time. I don't think he would have waited this long to suspend him.
Nah,
I think he
wouldn't.
would have been suspended as soon as he saw the video. He'd be like, this guy's out of here. You know what I mean? And David Stern, I think what he did, and I know everybody looks at him like a bad guy, like a dictator, but what he did for the league and how he let Bama's play and all that stuff and how he cleaned up the league, I think that the new guy is going to have his work cut out for him. He's not going to be as great as a commissioner. The NBA ratings are down 50%, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
from the last 2 years.
I think the other thing that he did during his time, Stern, was really good at promoting the rivalries.
Yeah.
Like with Jordan, Magic, Bird, Isaiah Thomas, you know, the people from that era, like those. I mean, he really made, Jordan versus
Do you
Magic.
think the super teams ruined the NBA a little bit?
That's what I was trying to get to, man. I feel like that's what's really ruining it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have like a spread out number of good teams. You have like it's like 10.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like and then in those 10 teams, one of them is gonna win. And really from there, really it's like 5 that I got a real chance.
Do you think that the era is over though now? Because now you
Yeah,
have
because
everybody. There's a lot of teams right now that have a chance to win it.
There's too many players that go play together. They make their own goddamn team. And I think that's ruined it. I mean, you got Kevin Durant went over to Phoenix now.
Well, he got traded over there.
Yeah, he asked for that damn trade.
Oh, he asked for that?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
asked to go to Phoenix?
He asked to get traded as soon as they was talking about trading. Well, when
They
they
traded
traded Kyrie.
Kyrie. Yeah,
He was like, yo, I'm ready to go too. Like, because I don't think he wants to carry a team anymore. He wants to be part of a good team.
But if he wins
chance to
with
win
the,
a
he
championship.
wins with the Phoenix Suns, does he
What?
get credit for that ring or no?
I mean, he has
Y'all
to
still
because
not giving him
they
credit
couldn't.
for that ring?
He's got to because they couldn't win without him.
Okay,
That's the
I got
difference between going there and going to Golden State.
I got you.
Because Golden State won before him and after him.
I got you. All right, just while we're in sports, I saw Creed not too long ago. I don't know. Have you guys seen it? You haven't seen it?
I love that
I haven't
franchise,
seen the new
man.
one.
I
It's
love
a good
that franchise.
franchise.
But I love the franchise as well.
Yeah.
They did a couple things in this movie that if other studios took notice, I think it could, like, the whole, we want to give everybody a shot at being in movies. You know what I'm saying? Like all disabled people, colored people, everybody, right? Creed did it in a way where it didn't make you feel like it was being shoved down your throat.
Wasn't
you know what I'm
forced.
saying?
It was.
It
more-
wasn't forced.
It was a lot more organic.
Exactly. Like, I'll give you
Okay.
guys a tidbit. This is not ruining the movie. His daughter in the movie is deaf.
Right. Yeah, that happened in the second one.
And
She was born
So
with the
it's
same
like
condition as the
when I
mom.
saw it, I was like, I felt like, okay, this is not being shoved down my throat. This is,
Right.
you know what I'm
She was
saying?
born that way.
And another thing I took away from this whole thing that Michael B. Jordan did, this had nothing to do with nothing but sports, coming from the bottom, and it had nothing to do with like the black people had to be gangsters and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate a movie like that where like it showed a different side of colored people and how they can make movies
a positive
right.
light.
It doesn't always have to do with rapping, you know what I mean? Or like
Yeah,
shooting
they-
people
they-
up
they
and stuff
showed
like that.
They showed a different outlet, or
Exactly.
avenue that you could take.
That's
Exactly.
To get to a positive.
Exactly.
I think that has been the best the dopest thing about this franchise. Like they generalize stuff where
Right,
you don't feel
right.
uncomfortable watching it,
Right, exactly.
not being from that community.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So
Yeah, no. I think it's a dope thing too, man.
I thought that y'all gotta go see the movie.
I'm gonna check it out. Hopefully,
the movie's pretty good.
hopefully this weekend. We'll see.
Did y'all watch that stupid cocaine panda?
Nah, I haven't
I'm
seen
gonna
that.
watch it.
I might go watch it today though.
Don't tell us anything.
I might go watch it.
I'm
today,
watching.
bro.
I don't care what you say.
I
bro,
might go watch
okay?
that joint today.
Watching that joint. That joint
I
was
might go
probably
watch
fire.
that joint today.
You know what was famous in that movie from DC? From that Creed movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
The
dude,
Thump Yard was here last
Thump
week. He
Yard,
told us about it.
Yeah, that's lit, bro. That's lit.
So
One last thing, bro. Before we go, you think Lamar gonna get his bread?
it's looking scarce, bro. I mean, they put the franchise tag on him, but it was the unlimited, so he could technically get another deal, right? Because it wasn't the. He's allowed
Another
to go,
team could come
Another
in.
team could come in, and then they got to give something to, the Ravens for them.
Do you think?
release
All
him.
right, so I'm seeing on Twitter and stuff like that, like people are like the Ravens have to pay them. The Ravens don't got to do shit. The Ravens don't have to pay you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
They don't.
they're throwing the black card out there. What do you think about that?
I don't know if you can use that in this situation because he's never been a free agent. Like I heard you said something.
But they keep
about,
referencing.
That's a good point though.
They keep referencing Josh Allen got paid and Daniel Jones got paid, and it's like, bro, like this is a whole different situation.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the difference is it's a different franchise, right?
Yeah.
They, Daniel Jones, that's the Giants one, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Giants feel like he's their guy, right? And so they decided to go ahead and sign him. This was the year that he had to prove it. He won enough games. The team did well. I mean, they lost to – who was they losing? They lost to y'all. Y'all beat them.
Yeah, we
Yeah, y'all destroyed them. It was
When
crazy.
he said y'all, he's talking about the Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles. That's right. So, I mean, they decided that was their guy. This was his last year. This was his third year as a starting QB. They said, you know what, this is our dude. We sticking with him. With Lamar, he's
But you
had
don't
more
think
than
this
that.
has anything to do with any
I don't know. I feel like the Ravens just feel like
race thing, right?
I don't think it's a race thing. I think
Okay.
it's more of, he's more injury prone than some of these other quarterbacks because of his style.
Gotcha.
And the Ravens just don't have enough confidence that he'll make it through the next 4 years because he wants a 4 year. He wants the same deal that the dude
Watson.
from
Watson.
got from Cleveland. He
Yeah.
wants that similar type of deal, almost fully guaranteed. Like, I don't know, bro.
Damn.
I would put a clause in there like I can't guarantee it because you get hurt. You
Damn.
got to play this amount of games for me to give you that number. And
Yeah.
if you don't play him, then I'm sorry, you're getting a pay cut.
We'll
But
see.
but question: is there any interest from any team for him?
Bro,
I've heard that
'Cause I
there's other
think-
teams.
0, bro.
Okay, and then that's
So they're
where
saying
that's
the
where
owners. They say the owners colluded and like, oh, we're not offering this guy any bread. Like,
Nah, bro. I think that's
0
BS.
interest, bro.
You know what? You know why that's BS? Because if there was 0 interest, the Ravens would let him become a free agent, and they don't.
Well,
Want
that would be stupid for the Ravens to do.
Well,
Because then you don't get the
from a
first, you don't get the
business-
picks.
You're right. From a business standpoint, it makes more sense that they
Yeah.
gave him the limited franchise tag because I think that's
They
what it's
gave him
called.
the non-exclusive.
Non-exclusive,
So they're
there you
letting
go.
him go out there and get another
Yeah,
deal if
he
they
can
want
go
to.
if he finds another team that wants to take him. All right, by all means, bro, go ahead. But I mean,
well the Falcons already said they don't.
Bro, why
don't
would you?
wanna-
Why would you give up a?
so
two-
Falcons are sticking with who they got, Mariota,
They're gonna draft somebody.
They probably gonna draft somebody.
and that's what it is. They rather draft somebody because I mean Lamar's what 27,
He's an old.
and that's what it
27,
is. If he's 27 with all the miles from all them hits he's taking, like how good is he if he can't run that way anymore? If he loses speed, the older you get, you're not gonna be as fast,
I
right?
don't know, man.
So I mean, that's probably why I think that's what it is with the Falcons. They would rather draft someone, take a chance on a 22-year-old or a 21-year-old as opposed to a 27-year-old.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think it's a race thing. I think it's just bad timing for him.
Yeah, man. I hope.
I hope he gets paid,
I hope he
but
gets paid, man.
I don't know if
But,
it's gonna happen there.
This is it right here. Why don't you close this out, bro?
Was there another topic that we wanted to?
Nah,
bring up?
that was it.
That was it.
That was it. We went over all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know you enjoy it, but
This is it.
You had a good time, didn't you?
yeah. Fine.
This is it, bro.
All right. Well, this has
We'll be
been
back
Puffin
next week.
Politics. We'll be back next week. The mayor,
MV.
AKA Sabrine.
Biggie Smalls, and Wanty, the producers in the back. All right.
Peace.